also known as Nikki Vegan, and today I'm bringing you the highly requested Trader Joe's eggplant hummus recipe. I've been talking about the Trader Joe's eggplant hummus on my channel for years now, and a lot of you have told me that you really want to try it, but you can't find it on the East Coast, or you don't have access to a Trader Joe's, and it sounds really good, so you want to know what all the hype is about. So I've gone ahead and recreated it for you, and I'm not gonna lie, it was a little bit tricky because it is an oil-free recipe, and it also has this kind of unique whipped texture, which makes it delicious, but extremely hard to duplicate. But I think I finally nailed it, and I hope you guys love it. So first up, of course, you're going to need an eggplant, and you actually don't need a very large one because we only need about half of a cup of cooked eggplant. So go ahead and give it a wash, make sure it's nice and dry, and then score it, which basically means just kind of make some lines with your knife just so that it cooks really evenly, and also make sure at this point that you preheat your oven to about 375 degrees. These eggplants are going to bake for about 40 to 45 minutes, and in the last about 10 to 15 minutes, we're going to go ahead and add our garlic. We're going to use quite a bit of garlic for this recipe. This is 6 large cloves of garlic that we peel, and you could just add that straight to the tray and bake them. Baking them is going to help soften the flavor so that it's not like super sharp and spicy. It's just going to create a really nice kind of depth of flavor in the background. And then once your eggplants have cooled a little bit, you should be able to easily remove them from the skin. And like I said, you're going to use about half of a cup of cooked eggplant. I like to go ahead and make the whole eggplant when I'm making this recipe and use the leftover eggplant in like a pasta or a salad later on in the week. Since this is a hummus, we're of course going to need some chickpeas. This recipe has 2 cans of chickpeas. You want to make sure you rinse and drain them well and add them to a blender along with your eggplant and 3 tablespoons of tahini. You're also going to need the juice of half of a large lemon. Then we're going to add lots of flavor to this eggplant hummus with 1.5 teaspoons of salt and 1 teaspoon of cumin. Then we have a secret ingredient, and you guys, this took me ages to figure out, but you're going to need 1 teaspoon of baking powder. This is the only way that my recipe varies from the Trader Joe's recipe, but their hummus is extremely kind of fluffy and whipped, and this is going to help create that texture. So I'm going to add 1 teaspoon straight into the blender along with half of a cup of water. The very last ingredient is pomegranate juice, and again, it took me lots of experimenting to figure out how much and how they use it, but I think what they do is they reduce it. So you're going to need 1/4 cup of pomegranate juice, and you're just going to let this boil and kind of simmer until it thickens up into like a syrup kind of. So basically this is going to just bubble for like 5 to 10 minutes, and what you're left with is this really thick, really flavorful pomegranate syrup. And you're just going to add that into the blender, and that really is one of the secrets to the flavor of this hummus. It was like before, when I wasn't using this, I thought, oh, it doesn't need it, it's just a small amount, it won't make a difference. It really does. And if you're wondering what you're going to do with a whole big thing of pomegranate juice left in your fridge after making this recipe, something I like to do, especially now that it's summertime, is make a little pomegranate fizz. So you're just going to get some ice, some sparkling water, and a little splash of this pomegranate juice. It's a really great kind of mid-afternoon pick-me-up, and it's kind of like having a homemade LaCroix, so that's cool too. Then this is optional, but after you blend all of the ingredients together, I like to go ahead and whip this hummus for about a minute. Again, this is optional, but because the Trader Joe's version has so much air and fluffiness to it, this is going to help incorporate air into the hummus and give it that really nice fluffy texture. You can definitely go ahead and enjoy this hummus right away, but I find that it's a little bit more like the Trader Joe's texture and flavor if you let it sit at least overnight. It will thicken up a little bit if you let it rest overnight, and also all of those flavors will just marinate and become even more flavorful if you let it rest. Because if you think about it, the Trader Joe's version has been sitting on the shelves for a few days before you even take it home probably, so it's had a lot more time to marinate and get flavorful. So I find that letting it sit overnight is best. If you can wait that long, I definitely couldn't. I think it's really good, so I just went for it right away. But just keep that in mind. This recipe also makes about 2 to 3 times as much as you're going to get in the Trader Joe's container, and that is great for those of you who are like me and use hummus for everything. Alright guys, that's it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up because that really helps more people find my channel. And also please tell your friends and family about my channel because I feel like whether they're vegan or not, there's definitely stuff that they would like to try, like the mac and cheese recipe that I have, or my vegan fettuccine alfredo, or pancakes. There's tons of very non-vegan friendly recipes on here, and I would love if you could help me spread the word that vegan cooking can be easy, can be affordable, can be delicious, it can be fun, and you can help me do that by sharing with your friends and family. So thank you guys so much for doing that. I love you so much. I hope you enjoyed this recipe, and I will see you in a video very soon. Bye.